you guys, Helen here. Get ready with me to restart my day at 4 p.m. in the evening while I tell you about how growing up in Africa, Uganda, is shockingly different. I know many of you might not be surprised. I told you guys that I grew up in Africa and later moved to the US to pursue my higher education, and I just wanted to expand on that. If you haven't watched that video, this is the video, go watch it. If you have been following me for a while, you know that I grew up in Africa. Most of my childhood, in fact, my childhood and teens, I lived in Uganda. Prior to coming here for college, I had never been here, so I was not prepared for anything. Growing up in Uganda was actually very fun. When we were growing up, I would say our parents were a bit strict in a way, but we did not have TV in our house. That's because our parents did not like TV. We weren't allowed to have phones until the age of 18. So that meant like we really entertained ourselves. Childhoods in America and Uganda, I would say, are very different. Generally, kids don't have phones in Uganda, but in America, kids have phones at a very young age. We didn't spend a lot of time on the internet. I remember growing up, one rule in our household was you had, I don't remember if it was 30 minutes or an hour. An hour sounds too much for my parents. I think it was 30 minutes. We had 30 minutes where we could be on our email. Email was the only form of social media that we had. I don't know if you even consider email social media, but email was the only social media that we had. Spent most of our day outside, like 95% of our day outside. Everybody spends most of their day outside. It also helps that in my home country, we are right on the equator, so we have great weather, tropical weather all year round. We only have 2 seasons, while America has 4 seasons. We have rainy season and sunny season. I think there is a correct way and wrong way to say it. Either dry season and rainy season. I think it's dry season. Changes between those 2 seasons. Part of the year is rainy and the other part of the year is like dry, but it's not like dry everything is full on dry. No. Hottest time of the year in Uganda is between December, January, maybe February, and then you have a couple months of rain, then you have a couple months of hot season. We were really encouraged to be creative and entertain ourselves. That's what everybody else did. But we used to build these huge mud huts. There is one structure that I can remember. You could like fit at least like 10-15 people in that little mud hut, and it was the most memorable fun times of my childhood, just because the images are so vivid and they're so impressive to me that at a very young age we were able to do that, and our parents really encouraged that because they used to buy us the material to build that. So in my family, so many of us were also around the same age. Am I doing this again? I think I already did this. Anyway, I have a hard time speaking for myself or for my siblings because many of us were around the same age, so a lot of my memories involve my siblings in them. So I feel the need to speak with them as a collective. It feels weird to speak just for myself. Many of us were around the same age, so we together entertain each other. It was hard, but it's the kind of hardship that I had transitioned into. At first I was hit with that, oh my gosh, this is unfamiliar. Yes, I'm on a high. I love to explore, see new stuff, until reality like settled in, and I was like, America is so individualistic. Like, it almost feels like a burden to build a community. One of my hardest things in America is I had a really hard time making friends. Like making friendships in America is difficult. And I went to a fairly big college where there were so many kids. So weird. I really struggled with that, coming from a country that is like very communal, where people are so friendly. And of course, like where I am, people are still friendly. Like people are always nice. However, to a deeper level of where like, okay, I see you once, we are friends, we're locked in. But in America, friendships and stuff like that are honestly so difficult to make. After living here for a couple years, I would still tell you that it's so hard to make friends in America. The good thing about America is everything is so convenient. Like everything is literally so convenient. You don't really have to rely on anyone. In America, like everything is so accessible. If you never have to leave your house, that can literally happen. While in my home country, Uganda, you quite literally have to leave your house. It's not as expensive. It's not expensive to leave your house. While in America, it's expensive to leave your house. You leave your house, you're coughing money immediately. In my home country, it's not the case. But I would say it's about who you know, that there's always that middle person. If you want to get something fixed, you need to know someone who knows someone. And in a way, the community is also built like that. We know each other. We know our communities. Wow, in America, it's not. If the police pulls you over on a random day, like you're not gonna expect them to ask you for money to buy themselves a drink. Like, but in Uganda, that is a normal day occasion. Like the police will literally gonna do. If not, they're gonna give you a fat fine that you still have to pay. There's pros and cons of living in either country. Definitely for childhood, I would say Uganda has the best environment, safe environment, fun environment, and that's that. We cannot argue about that one. Cannot. But it's been great. It's been great to grow up to live in Boston, and that's all I have to share for today. Bye.